we're moving straight into zero to boss moves segment. Our next segment, we always talk about zero to boss, right? There's a boss in every family tree. Who's yours? Before a boss moves, they make a sacrifice. Sometimes it's not a happy history. It's the one that's we never like talking about. You know, someone who did the work, doesn't really get recognized. We're standing on their kind of shoulders. So you have a story for us today, Jay, don't you?
That's right. So what we're talking about is the one again who changed the bloodline, right? The main Turok Makto. From which film, Manny? Avatar.
Have you seen the trailer for the new one?
I know I haven't.
Fire and the fire one.
I need to get it on. I need to get it on.
Excuse the pun, but it looks fire.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I used to work in the corporate world many years ago, and I have been inspired by meeting all these different kind of inspirational people, heard about their story, know about their background. And, you know, as I went along, I always write one or two things that kind of give me that humble pie, right? So give me some motivation as well, you know, because there's times where we do have big moments and fun moments and a bit over the top, but we need to be grounded a little bit. But anyway, this young couple, so this unsung boss of the week, a young couple from Punjab in India. So my mom was born in Bristol, but my dad was from Punjab, right? So I can kind of resonate a little bit through my dad's side. However, this couple came in the 70s, no degree, just grit. And the reason why I remembered them is because remembered her, should I say, because she became a widow. Right, she became a widow in early age, so she's got 3 kids, no income, and a world that kind of expected her to fold. Right, but folding wasn't in her nature. She started a small kind of small tiffin business. So she started selling chapatis, homemade rotis, wrap it in local like foil, and then walk it over to small factories, loads of metalwork factories around there where she lives. And during lunch hour, rain or shine, she'd walk for miles and give the food out. And the factory workers will love it. Like, Auntie's here, right? Lunchtime is served. And then she slowly moved into a small kitchen. So tiffin food service, hired 2 helpers. So she had that. She didn't kind of read business books, but she ran on her instincts, right? That gumption that you run off, right? That survival. But today, her youngest grandchild runs like a full service catering business for a wedding company.
Wow. Well
amazing, right?
Well
Family owned, couple of vans, right? Up and down the UK, you know, all because of one woman refused to sit down in sorrow. Right? You know, she didn't just make meals, she made moves, right? And that's what you call a boss. I remember her saying,
we always cut that.
I remember her saying, you know, I realized no one's going to come to save me, right? So I need to stop waiting. And I need to build a version of myself that doesn't need saving, right? And just take one order at a time. So Boss Nation, who's the real OG in your family tree? Right? The one who you look up to, the one who we stand on their shoulders, and we will read the realest story out there. And I want to know different continents, different countries. Yes, I've met many people in my life, but I want to know about this. There's so many other countries that people have come from, all the parts of England, all the parts of the world. I want to know. Tell me your beautiful story.
Have you noticed the trend here, though?
Their country.
That original boss person in the family. Like their next generations, what they go on to do. So they start with something small, and a grandchild's running a huge, you know, wedding catering business with vans, employing a lot of people. You see, like they set the foundations for success, but it is on the next generation to identify that success and move on. So, right, who are the OG bosses? You know, we want to know. Tell us who survived impossible odds, built something from nothing, most sacrifices that still pay off today. Let's keep that zero to boss energy and put it onto our next segment, which is Business Spotlight. We talked about this a little last episode, and we talked about how Gymshark went from a bedroom brand to a $1 billion powerhouse. Do you buy or use anything Gymshark? Jay?
My boy Ben, B-Town boy, of course. Gotta rep him.
Yeah, well, I don't, because I don't fit into anything. That's why I'm going back to the gym. So maybe I'll start repping him. Maybe Ben can sponsor us. I just love his story. Yeah, maybe Ben can sponsor us. His story
is unbelievable. And he's not
19 he started his business at. So I'll go through it. So 19, Ben Francis. He was hand packing orders in his parents' house. No investors, no fancy team, just his mates, a sewing machine, and a vision. And here's how he did a real glow up. Started by making his own gear, couldn't find gym where he liked, so he literally made it, stitched himself between classes. Literally, did it himself. That is taking the initiative or something. That's where if you see something and you really feel passionate about it and you want something better, you do it yourself. Does that make sense? And you prove that you've got a better product. He then built it across social. He built it through influencer marketing predominantly. No TV ads, no billboards, gym culture, low online tribe, early Gymshark. Fans became lifelong customers. He even did a funny thing with the name during lockdown and called it Home Shark. So that people would stay at home, change the name. Scaled the right way, focused on drop culture, limited launches, built hype, sold out fast. This wasn't just clothes, it was a movement. You started seeing big celebrities, brands, gyms really feature that kind of product. The logo was sharp and cool. Again, built all on a Shopify platform, and they have a dedicated team. Turned into a global beast in under a decade, valued at over $1 billion, sold in 180 plus countries. Ben stayed CEO until he stepped aside at 28, so in 10 years. He still owns around about, I believe, 70% of the brand, a young king move. You prove you don't need a massive team to build a brand at all in a company. So a big shout out to that, because that is a boss move. And this is what we mean. Not all bosses have come, and made certain sacrifices. They've seen opportunities and gone at it and given it at the time. There's that famous quote, which is that the point at which it feels the most scariest to jump is when you jump.
Love that.
Because then you never will. You never will. Does that make sense? So it's
you're always dipping your toe in the water.
You're always dipping. You can't dip in and dip out. You just got to jump and see and hope you land. You will land. It's just how you land. But you will learn a long way on how to build your parachute on the way down. Essentially, that is entrepreneurship. Is you've already jumped, but you are, whilst falling, learning how to build a plane, a parachute, whatever, to make sure you land securely at the bottom. But that fall isn't a short fall. It's a long fall, provided you do right things. And this is all that Ben's done. So big shout out to him. Well done, you. I think it's good to be showcasing, brands like this. And I think next time we're going to mix it up a little in our next series in terms of where we talk about more local businesses as well as big businesses. But these are like businesses you should aspire to do and be like. So, which band should we break down next week? Drop your suggestions, in the comments. Jay, Legacy, and Hustle. Empire, purpose, timing, people that you believe in. Tell us what you believe in.
That's right. And all I can think of is bada bing,
bada boss.
Bada boss.
That's how we
so I've actually met Ben, and I know you're saying local businesses, but he was a local business. He was a local business for me. I've met Ben quite a few times in Nando's. Every time I've ever seen him was in Nando's. And I've met quite a few, successful people and celebs. And I'm not just saying this because we're talking about this, but that guy gave me time. Literally, I was there, was with my wife, and he had his order, and I had my order, and we were just talking, and I was talking about him, and he asked about me, we were just talking about just general chit chat, and then weren't that just hi or bye, see you later. We had a full on chat, and can I just say, for a young guy, he's got an old soul, right? He's got that. He's not forgot about the kind of the golden nuggets that potentially our parents have kind of taught us. And one thing I love about him, and because I've been very shy about this for many years and never really talk about it. Most people did deity woodwork, and most people did food. I did textiles at GCSE. I was the only bloke in there, and I know how to sew. And if you ask my wife, anything, I am the best at sewing. And if this guy can sew, and he took it to another level, hey.
Oh, I really wanted to go,
I can
gay. Why did you say that?
I'm telling you. But Ben, repping the B-Town, but you know what? Good job. Good job on Gymshark. Keep going there. You're building. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful in Solihull.